Hey, guess what's happening on this week's episode of the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with your friend and host, Oscar Camejo.
Welcome to season 2 of the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast. Folks, it's been an entire year since I've launched this podcast and almost 2 years since I started my health journey. You know, I've learned a lot of useful common sense information about what it takes to lose weight, keep it off, and maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Listen, I did it myself, and I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. But you know, there are changes that I had to make, and many others had to make in order to achieve tremendous results and see big differences in their life. You know, living a healthy lifestyle should not be complicated. I don't believe it should be complex to lose weight. It shouldn't be complex to get off medications and reverse type 2 diabetes and other health situations. That's why in this week's episode, I'm going to share with you what I've learned about the importance of prioritizing nutrition. And I'm going to share with you my thoughts on the absolute best diet plan to achieve the greatest results. Folks, there's so much insight that I've gained that I need to share with you. So stick around to hear the rest of today's episode, my friends. Losing weight, keeping it off, and maintaining a healthy lifestyle. What I've learned. Let's go. Welcome to the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with me, your host, Oscar Camejo, helping diabetics and non-diabetics make lifestyle changes to reverse type 2 diabetes. And I'm so excited about this new season of the podcast, season 2. I love what we did in season 1. You're talking about folks listening in and tuning in from all over the country, all over the world. Literally, I'm not exaggerating. This podcast is being listened to in over 35 countries and territories. Folks, I am excited about the future of this podcast, and I'm going to share with you some pretty cool things that are up and coming later on in the podcast. So make sure you listen to the end. But now I want to share with you a listener comment that came in through TikTok. You know, I'm also on TikTok if you're not following me. But one of my TikTok followers, her name is Sam. Sam wrote, "How long did it take you to reverse type 2 diabetes? I've lost 20 pounds so far and I've tried medications, but I realize that they are more like a Band-Aid and they don't make me feel good at all. I stumbled onto your page looking for hope to reversing this diabetes, and I started focusing more on what I've been eating, and I've noticed a change." Wow, that's awesome. Well, first of all, thank you, Sam, for commenting and sharing your journey. I know you are making progress, and I think your progress is awesome. Keep up the good work. So let me answer your Sam's question. She wanted to know, how long did it take me to reverse type 2 diabetes? Well, to be honest, it took me less than a year. It wasn't easy. I had to put in the work. As a matter of fact, when I started this journey of being healthy, I did not even know you can even reverse type 2 diabetes. My doctor at the time basically was saying that, hey, you're going to have to live with this for the rest of your life and just be on medications for the rest of your life. You see, I was 268 pounds, folks. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in August 2020. I was placed on medications for diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, acid reflux, and some other stuff that was going on. And so I made a decision, a very important decision to turn my health around, because you know what? I didn't want to be on medication for the rest of my life. But again, at that time, I didn't even know you can reverse type 2 diabetes. I just was told that, you know, things can get better, but there was no talk of reversing the condition. It was only, hey, do what you can to lose weight, you know, do some exercise and just basically hope for the best. That's basically the attitude that I kind of got or saw from my physician at the time. And no shade on my physician. He's a great guy. But in any case, you know, in less than a year, I had lost over 80 pounds. My health began improving, and eventually I was weaned off meds by my doctor. Yeah, he finally got to the point of realizing that I no longer needed medication. So he weaned me off of medication after a while. And today I am meds free, folks. No more insulin shots, no more metformin, no more acid reflux medication, no high blood pressure medication, no high cholesterol medication, none of that stuff. I am completely meds free. And yes, eventually I was able to reverse type 2 diabetes. My hypoglycemia, my hyperinsulinemia, basically high blood sugar and high insulin levels are back to normal. Folks, all of that stuff was reversed, I'm telling you. But you know what? It took a commitment to changing my lifestyle to make it happen. It did not happen overnight. There was no magic potion. There was nothing that happened overnight that caused me to reverse type 2 diabetes and live a healthy lifestyle and to be able to keep the weight off. That's one thing, to lose the weight, to lose 80 pounds, but then not to get back into a slump of, gaining the weight back over again. I was able to lose 80 pounds and keep it off, folks, by maintaining a healthy lifestyle. And you know what? I want to be sensitive because I know some of you may struggle with your weight, going up and down, up and down. And maybe you're at a situation or at a point in your life where it just seems like you're gaining more and more weight no matter what you do. I want you to be encouraged. Listen, if I can turn my life around from being obese and overweight and dealing with all these health issues, I know you can turn your life around too, folks. You have to believe in yourself. You can do it. You see, there were days and weeks when I felt like I wasn't making any progress, when I hit like a plateau. But you know what? I stayed focused on beating diabetes and I did. So again, if I can do it, you can too. I'm grateful, folks. I am so grateful to God that I'm alive to tell the story and help people like you and Sam to make lifestyle changes to reverse type 2 diabetes and other health conditions. So let's get into this week's episode, folks. For those of you all who may be in the same situation like Sam and you're following this podcast, you're following me on social media, I really appreciate you all. And my goal is to share information that's practical, like I said before, that's common sense, and that you can apply to your own life. Because again, I'm going to keep saying it. If I can do it, you can too. Okay, so what have I learned about the importance of prioritizing nutrition? Well, that's a good question. Nutrition is not just about food. I used to think nutrition was just about food. Food does play a major role in nutrition, but I want you to expand your thinking. It's not just about your food, it's about every decision you make, about everything you put in your body, not just food, right? What about the things you drink? What about your vitamins? Are they quality vitamins? Are they quality mineral supplements and so forth? Are you drinking alcohol? So again, it's not just food. It's also about beverages. It's also about vitamins and minerals and so forth. So learning to recognize what our bodies actually need to be healthy is very important versus just, hey, I just want to turn away from the foods that I crave. You have to learn and recognize what's going on in your body. What is it that your body actually needs versus what it craves? So again, you want to start giving your body what it actually needs by way of nutrition. That is food, that is drink, that is vitamins and minerals. A lot of times folks don't even pay attention to the quality of vitamins that they get in supplements that they put in their bodies, the protein powders and so forth. They just see something on the shelf, like I did before, and something that says healthy and make all these health claims on the front, but really not pay attention to whether or not those things are actually providing you with the nutrient benefits that your body needs. So A lot of people are walking around and living with certain vitamin deficiencies and they don't realize it. I have an entire book or a couple of books that talk about vitamin deficiencies and mineral deficiencies that really were eye opening. So there's a lot of things that, I'm going to be sharing with you all when it comes to vitamins, supplements, and so forth. Because you know what? There are a lot of companies that really they make a lot of claims on their products and they share with you that okay, this product is going to do XYZ, but you have to understand the difference between poor quality vitamins and supplements and high quality vitamin supplements. Just because something is cheap and make a big claim, that doesn't mean you should go for it. That doesn't mean you should put it in your body. Okay. So, with that being said, I want to share something from a registered dietitian. Her name is Roberta Dife. And she, in this book, Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, the Complete Food and Nutrition Guide, she wrote something that was very, very important. And I want to read that to you quickly here. She says, today's understanding of nutrition is based on years of scientific study. As recorded by the ancient Greeks, interest in food and health has a long history. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, is quoted as saying, if every individual could have the right amount of nourishment and exercise, not too little and not too much, we should have found the safest way to health. Wow, that's powerful. She goes on to write, today it's known that healthy eating and active living can lower your risks for being overweight and having high blood pressure, high blood cholesterol, obesity, high blood glucose, and low bone density. When your bones are aching and your knees are aching. Yeah, that's what she's talking about. All are risk factors for serious diseases such as heart disease, certain cancers, type 2 diabetes, stroke, and osteoporosis, which are among the main causes of disability and death in the United States. That's powerful, folks. That's something that we really need to pay attention to. So, there's a lot that we need to learn when it comes to nutrition and the importance of prioritizing nutrition. And the reason why I talk about prioritizing nutrition is because, sometimes people, whether at the gym or I meet on the streets or even at work or just wherever, people may ask me, like, man, what exercise are you doing, that cause you to lose weight and so forth. I did the same thing. I was so focused on exercise that I did not really pay attention or close enough attention to nutrition and the things that I was putting in my body or failing to put in my body, such as water, drinking enough water, getting high quality vitamins and minerals and so forth, vegetables, high quality vegetables, things of that nature. So, yes, it's very important, I would say, to prioritize nutrition and what you put in your body versus what you're doing to your body. Because did you know that a poor diet or eating lifestyle can affect your mood? It can affect even your motivation to want to exercise. It can affect your energy. If you're not putting the right nutrients in your body, you could be sluggish all the time. You could be dealing with brain fog. You can be dealing with all kind of hormonal issues that are really making it difficult for you to even have the desire and the energy to go into the gym. So I believe it's very important to prioritize nutrition over exercise. Now, that doesn't mean don't exercise. That means put these things in their proper place. And if it were me, I would make nutrition the number one priority when it comes to weight loss, keeping the weight off, and maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Because you know what, folks? I've seen people jogging on the side of the road wrapped in cellophane. And they are believing that, you know what, to get this weight off, I need to just sweat, 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 sweat. You have people at the gym, they do a little bit of exercising, but they go into the sauna and they spend a whole lot of time in the sauna because they're quote unquote trying to burn fat. And I've been learning so much about what it is to actually burn fat and what types of fat are contributing to health problems like visceral fat. That's the fat that's surrounding your organs, that are inside your organs, like fatty liver, causing fatty liver disease and fatty pancreas, versus that subcutaneous fat. That fat that's just underneath the skin is a thing that we can feel. When we pinch our stomach sometimes and we feel that fat, that's subcutaneous fat. That's fat. It is not what's causing issues. It's a fat that's surrounding our organs and causing obesity and so forth and other health conditions. So that's something to consider. Now, here's something else I want to read to you by Jamie Pope. She's a registered dietitian and professor at Vanderbilt University. I mean, to be honest, she's like my favorite nutritionist and registered dietitian. I love her content. Matter of fact, I was able to have a great conversation with her, and she's going to be on the podcast in the very, very near future. So stay tuned to hear more about that. But in any case, in her book, Nutrition for a Changing World, this is what she said about malnutrition. Both undernutrition and overnutrition are forms of malnutrition, a state of inadequate or unbalanced nutrition. Sometimes undernutrition does not stem from a lack of food overall, but from a lack of specific essential nutrients known as nutrient deficiency. Man, just talking to Jamie and reading her book and even listening to her course on audiobook like two or three times, it was just very eye-opening. And I've learned so much about the role of nutrition and what it really means, like what it really means to live a healthy lifestyle. Like, what does that actually mean? You know, and it has helped me to make wiser decisions when it comes to food choices and understanding even how to sleep better and how food affects sleep and so forth. So, what we put in our bodies is very important, folks. Again, I lost over 80 pounds by changing how I eat every day, plain and simple. Obesity, overweight, type 2 diabetes, and other diseases can be prevented and even reversed in many cases if we make a conscious effort to do it and do what it takes, but be smart about it. You see, now that brings me to my next point about what I've learned about losing weight and achieving good health. There's a smart way and a not so smart way. A lot of people are going to extremes to lose weight. There's things that I've learned about fasting and versus starving oneself. I've learned so much about intermittent fasting and what it is. What is intermittent fasting versus time restricted eating? I've learned so much about the pancreas and the liver and how is fat even produced in the body. And so with that knowledge, I learned, me trying to overheat my body and trying to burn fat, that is not a smart way to lose weight. Is actually could be very dangerous. Some people, end up getting heat stroke and just really making bad decisions. Earlier I talked about, seeing people jogging on the side of the road with cellophane, and just all these layers and layers of clothes trying to burn fat and just doing all kind of things that are just really not wise, not healthy, just to try to get results. They're trying to take shortcuts to lose weight and so forth. So I want people to achieve good health the smart way. But here's my next point. What have I learned about the best diet plans to achieve the greatest results? You know what? There isn't one. There isn't one single best diet, just like there is no magic weight loss pill that will solve someone's weight problems. Folks, there isn't. I don't care what these programs promise to do, there's not a single best program. There's just not. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's metabolism is different. There's no one person, no two people who have the same body. So you can't tell me that there's one diet plan that's going to work for everyone. Now, yeah, there are tons of programs out there that people have seen, have followed and have achieved results. I don't doubt that. As for Oscar, I never went on a diet plan. I never went on a diet program. I simply found, and this is what I encourage people to do. For myself, I found an eating lifestyle or eating pattern that works and that I could maintain. So I realized I was not getting enough vegetables in my body. I was not drinking enough water. I was not getting enough whole fruits and organic fruits in my body. I was just not. And so even the quality of vitamins that I was getting was very poor. The supplements, even down to my exercise and so forth. But my point is, again, short term weight loss fads may have short term results. Yes. But I want you to think about your long term goals and your long term health. You may go on a program that says, okay, 21 days or 21 weeks or I don't know, 3 months and so forth. But what happens after that? What's going to be your eating lifestyle that you can actually maintain and say, hey, you know what? This is how I live. So I want you to start imagining you eating a healthy lifestyle as a way of life. So again, imagine eating healthy as a way of life and not a short-term fix so you can fit into an outfit for an event. You know what I'm saying? You have a class reunion that's coming up and you're trying to fit into a dress or you're trying to fit into a suit or, you got a wedding that you're trying to get ready for and you go through these extreme measures and you want to look like, some guys want to look like Brad Pitt from Fight Club. You know what I mean? So they go through these extreme workouts. I've been there. I tried to look like Wolverine, Hugh Jackman when he came out with Wolverine. And I saw this magazine, that Men's Health magazine, and it had this one workout program. And I was like, yeah, I want to be jacked like Hugh Jackman. And so I did that, but it had nothing to do with nutrition, or excuse me, it said nothing about nutrition. It was just talking about exercise and lifting weights. And it had, this workout program, and that was it. But that didn't last long. I mean, I fell off shortly after that. So my point is, again, there is no best diet. Again, I'm not dogging any weight loss programs that are out there. I know some people who have done it, but folks, I believe there's things that you can do that are very simple lifestyle changes that you can make. I made a decision for a period of time until my body started to feel better. I decided to cut out rice, pasta, potatoes, and what was it? Breads. Yeah, rice, pasta, potatoes, and breads. And I realized that doing a low carb diet and incorporating more healthy fats in my diet, like avocado and mixed nuts and olive oil when I'm cooking instead of vegetable oil and seed oils and so forth, those are healthier options for me. And I noticed the weight just started dropping and dropping because of the things that I was putting in my body, the healthier things that I was putting in my body, cutting out sweets and fried foods and so forth. That was a lifestyle that I can maintain. That wasn't a diet program. There wasn't something that I downloaded, an app that I followed in terms of my eating. I tried to count calories, folks, and count carbs and stuff like that, but that wasn't me. I couldn't maintain it. It was just too difficult. So, what I'm sharing with you is simple solutions to achieving results, something that you can maintain. I'm going on 2 years now of this health journey and living a healthy lifestyle. I still check my blood sugar every day. I check my blood sugar every day just to keep a pulse, if you will, on how my health is doing. And you know what? My readings are normal. My blood sugar levels are normal. Everything is back to normal. I've gone to the doctor, 3 or 4 times since, actually more than that, since I was first diagnosed, and my numbers kept getting better, kept getting better, kept getting better. And now is just maintaining, this healthy lifestyle. Yeah, sometimes I may not feel like going into the gym. I may not feel like cooking, vegetables and so forth. But you know what? I do it because I love it now. I do it because I can. I do it now because, my body now craves, I even shouldn't say craves, but it's so used to and desires vegetables more now than sugar and sugary things. I can go weeks without having anything sweet, as far as refined sugar, or like a cookie or a pastry or something like that. I can go weeks without it because I don't miss it. I don't have to. I haven't had pizza in over 2 years. Can you believe that? There's so much things that I've learned, folks, that I cannot cover it all in this one episode. So that's why in season 2 of the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle podcast, I'm committed to dive deeper into all kinds of topics. For example, why consuming excess sugar leads to weight gain, obesity, type 2 diabetes, and other health conditions. What about exercise? Does exercise really matter? Another topic I want to delve into is why some women tend to struggle with weight more than some men. Yeah, that's a big topic. There was a lady at the gym one day who said, "Man, it's so easy for guys to lose weight. For us women, it's just very difficult. No matter what I do, I can't lose weight." Is that a real issue? Is that a real problem? That's something to think about and to talk about. Here's another topic. Is it a fact or is it fiction, my friends, that African Americans, Hispanics, Asians, and Pacific Islanders are more at risk for developing type 2 diabetes than whites? Ooh, that's going to be a good topic. Here's another one. Why is it so hard to kick cravings? Why is that? We all have dealt with cravings. You're probably dealing with a craving right now as you're listening to this podcast and you want to kick it. So there's so much more I want to talk about. So that's why I plan on inviting professionals to the show to share their research and recommendations and some resources for making lifestyle changes to reverse type 2 diabetes and other health conditions. Well, why am I doing that? Well, my heart is to help folks live a healthy lifestyle. I want people to be focused. I want people to be fit. I want them to feel alive every day. Because, folks, we're not supposed to be sick. That's not what life is all about, being on medication, in and out of hospitals. And come on, man. I spent so much money on insulin and pills, metformin, and all this other stuff when I was sick. I don't miss any of that stuff, man. Going back and forth to the doctor because stuff was going on and issues with my heart, and I don't miss any of that. So I'm gonna keep talking about this stuff because I'm passionate about health and nutrition and helping people to make lifestyle changes to reverse type 2 diabetes and other health conditions. It's time to expand, folks. It's time to grow. Season 2, man, hold on tight. In fact, I have 2 guests already lined up. So stay tuned each week, folks. I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle podcast, my friend. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, stay focused, keep moving, never go back, leap forward, bounce back because you can, my friend. And above all else, yes, trust God. You got this. I believe in you. Be sure to visit the website at www.beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com for access to free resources and other information that will help you along your journey. If you would like to submit a question or comment about the show or to learn more about the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle, you can always email me at hello@beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to this podcast.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with Oscar Camejo. We hope you enjoyed this episode. As a reminder, this podcast is intended for motivational and educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional care by a physician or other healthcare professional or qualified fitness instructor. This podcast is provided on the understanding that it does not constitute medical or professional advice or services. If you're looking for help on your journey, seek a qualified medical practitioner. It's important that you utilize someone who is a trained, licensed healthcare professional who can help you on your journey toward good health.